these events, literally, because these events are like, go, go, go. It's like a total intellectual, yay. So, all right. I'm so excited because we're in day two. Yesterday was wonderful. Had an amazing group of speakers, an amazing group of attendees, and really, really got to start exploring this vibe of what does love mean in leadership. Welcome to the Live Out Love Fabulously Leadership event. And what I wanted to share with you all is a little bit as to why we're here, kind of like as we start off. And today I'm actually going to speak to something that this morning that just sort of is a concept I want you all to consider. So I'm going to say up front, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad that you are here. And we have people that have been waiting for you to listen in today. This is an event sponsored by the Gailey Impact. The Gailey Impact is a nonprofit house of love. It is focused on personal empowerment, strengthening relationships, and championing seniors from the LGBTQ community to all community. And if you look, when we talk about practicing love, there's a lot of things about this event. We talk about having life purpose. We talk about financial literacy. We talk about leadership, and we talk about entrepreneurship in terms of service. All of those are in alignment with our nonprofit, and that is why we are partnered together. So thanks to the Gailey Impact. I want to give you a little overview, just so you know, kind of the layout of today. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes here about spirituality in the workplace. And then Holly O'Brien and I are going to talk. We're actually going to do a 45-minute stint. We got three wonderful topics to talk through. And then we've got three other speakers. We'll have a 15-minute break, four speakers, 15-minute break, four speakers. And it was so much fun. Yesterday, we had a similar lineup. So many great dialogues. I would just welcome you to participate in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Pop that in the chat. Share where you are landing in from. Be present. I ask you to be present when you're here. People here, Arkansas, Arkansas. We've got, have your cameras on if you can. Love to see your shining, beautiful faces because really this is about human connectivity. And hello, Monterey, California, Tampa Bay. And then we'd ask you to mute when you're not, obviously when you're not chatting. But so excited for our event. Now, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a dialogue. I'm going to ask you all, if you're comfortable, pop into I'm going to ask you a very uncomfortable question, something that is comfortable for some and not for others. I'll just ask you, what is your spiritual basis? What do you base? Are you spiritual? Are you a Muslim? Are you Hindu? What is your spiritual basis? Just pop that in the chat. Now, what it's interesting as I ask you to do that is that this is one of the areas that we often as humans get uncomfortable about. Right? We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics, right? There are certain things that we try to avoid with one another, mostly because, they've started massive global wars. This is a really, really challenging thing. I have this picture of the rainbow up here because one of the things we talk about often in the LGBTQ community is we talk about bringing our whole self to work, our whole person, right? And the reality is, if you're a business leader, business owner, whether you are running your own solo shop and serving community, and especially if you're leading teams of hundreds and thousands of individuals, we are often asking people to not bring their whole selves to work. We take this one part, your spirituality, and we say, that part, you just go park that over there and leave that at the door when you come into our building. That's no bueno. That's no bueno because we're asking people to not be authentically who they are in your workspace. And the thing is that if you're a business leader and you're coordinating and working with people in your community, you all raise your hands if you've got lots of people that think differently than you in their spirituality, right? Who don't think the same way you do. Your challenge and opportunity is to serve and work together and collaborate with people of different spiritual bases. So you're not just coexisting. You're trying to co-create. Okay, that is really a very different beast that is really kind of shifting things to, wait a second, we're going to make things together. And so you really want to be able to honor people's various thoughts around their spirituality. And what I'm going to suggest to you today, my gift to you, is to consider for a moment, consider deeply that a way to one up your game in life, one up your leadership in your business, is to believe in love, to actually believe in love. And let's talk a little bit about what that means, right? So I have here this picture, this rainbow, right? If you believe in love, whether you believe in, well, if you believe in the Big Bang, you believe in science, which is a language of love. It's the world that we live in, right? If you believe in love, then I would suggest you to think for a moment of us all coming from the same creative source. And one of the beautiful things that we know as humans is that our parent-child relationship is one of great unconditional love. And I don't know about you all, but as a business owner, as I've been running my business and I've led teams of hundreds and thousands of individuals, you literally often think of them as your people. You're managing their families, right? You're providing for all those individuals who are working for you and working with you. They are like family. So it's not very hard to imagine a creative source that is loving. And I often call I call it father mother. Because that source has the source of both. And here's the point, right? It's not surprising when I look at the rainbow, I think about the creator view. I think about how you look down on the earth and you see children that believe in Jesus, children that believe in Muhammad, children that believe in Hinduism, children that believe in atheism, children who believe in science, right? All the various children. And I think it's a very helpful image for us to think about. We think about how to co-create in the workplace when we go out into the world, right? Because when you have the vantage of love and you sit and you think, if all these children are in my team at work, if all these children are in my workplace, or they're possibly my clients, or they're possibly the other people I'm collaborating with on earth, right? How much better is it if I take a love position, right, with all those individuals and encourage them to practice their spirituality at work, provided that it's loving to everyone else, right? So here's the reality. What we don't often talk about is you can be any one of our faiths on this earth, any one of them, and you still can choose between creating love and creating fear, right? You can create division or you can create union. And this is literally the thing that can supercharge your way of thinking around people. You may not realize it. Now, how many of you relate to this? Like relate, just raise your hand. Do I relate a little to these feelings, right? Here's the thing. If you choose to challenge yourself to find love for everyone, deep, unconditional love for every client, for every collaborator, right? Regardless of their faith basis, I can tell you that it's going to be easier to serve them. It's going to be easier to connect with them. And it's going to be easier to create with them. The goal here is co-creation, right? And if you think about it, that is what is going to potentially be the thing that levels your business up. And I'll give you some examples, right? Do you think that you're engaging with someone? You may have done this with someone before. Maybe if you're actually, if you're a human, you have done this before. You've been engaging with someone. I was going to use an example because, like we pigeonhole things. We go like, oh, well, like if you're a woman, you've experienced this. If you're Black, white men have experienced this too, right? Where you're working with someone and you just get a sense that they really don't like you, right? You're working with them or they're pitching you a product and you just get that sense that you're like, you know what? You don't care for me. You don't really want me here. And that we see when we go to the workplace, right? What we want is we want our places of work in running our businesses to be places that are embracing of all people. And when we do that, money flows into your business, right? And it doesn't have to, here's the thing, the really, really, really most important thing. It doesn't have to compromise your spirituality and your faith. If you add love to your faith for all so that you can co-create with other people, it doesn't change anything about your beliefs, right? It doesn't have to do that. And that's so important as a business leader to be very aware that this is sort of like this final frontier of division that we often see people miss opportunities to serve one another. And all of our business is service, right? It's all service. And so I would just welcome you into the concept that as a business leader, to believe in love is one of the most impactful things that you can do. And I'm going to say one other thing before I transition to a little bit of a chat with Holly. I'm going to ask you all, put in the chat, what else do you think believing in love as a source does for us? Any ideas? Any thoughts? Or you can come off mute if you want to say it. Higher vibrations, I see. Allows more connection. Ooh, it's everything. It is everything. Positivity. I would suggest to you that it opens up forgiveness, growth, and a fulfilling life. It does. I'm going to tell you, I think of it this way. When you are loving, when you believe in love, there is no truth that is fearful. All truth is truth. It's just truth. It's neutral, right? And we get to kind of lean in and understand each other. And that's going to matter in your business because you're going to lean in and understand, why is this not working? Oh, I create an environment in which this team is fighting against this team. Maybe I need to just address that, right? It creates a connection. And we all know connection is what drives our businesses, right? It really is. Compassion, I see. Love is our greatest connection to everything in our world. Absolutely. And here's the part about the creative, impactful element of your business running. Possibility. When you believe in love, when you believe that getting together, working through problems to serve other people is aligned with love, you suddenly look at every obstacle in your work and you go, there must be a possibility. How can I serve more people? How can I help more people? How can I aid more? You get another person together in your business or a collaborator and you say, let's do this together. Oh my gosh, it opens up so much possibility for growth. Wait, there must be a way to find an investor. There must be a way, right? That possibility, hey, Matt, there must be a possibility, right? And there is a possibility. And it's often love that is the doorway to see that possibility in your business. So I have something that's really, really fun. Hey, Matt. I something that's really, really fun. And I'm going to suggest to you that believing in love is something that is amazing to do, but all love starts with self-love. All love starts with the love that you have for yourself. And in the workplace, I actually have a way that you can measure your self-love. I call this personal excellence. And I'm looking here, Holly O'Brien is on, and she's actually taken this assessment with me. And I've read her, it's like a palm reading. I read your assessment. And really, personal excellence is about doing your best with what you've been given. That's really what self-love is. Am I doing my best with what I've been given? And am I constantly seeking to upgrade what I've been given? The more you seek, the more you understand and elevate your understanding of what is possible for yourself. This assessment is something that can actually literally measure you in 12 different areas where you are not loving yourself. And I'm telling you right now, there are barriers to your work. They measure things like your decisiveness, your ability to build rapport, your ability to commit action, your ability to produce. All of these are critical in the workplace. And so I'm going to ask you, Das, to please drop. For those who are attending, I'll drop for you all the VIP experience. It's $129, which may feel like a lot. I can tell you right now, the assessment itself is $100, okay? everything else under this line is on top of that. It's a $2,370 value. You're gonna get lifetime access to the recordings of this content, a 30-minute call with me about whatever is holding you back in your business or where you want to grow. You have access to another masterclass we did on healthy, wealthy, and happy. You'll get a financial empowerment guide. You'll get our fit in 15-minute busy women and men's guides from the O'Briens. You'll get a highly sensitive person's toolkit, which is a guide for people who are highly sensitive. 20% of us actually fall in this category of highly sensitive people. There's a vision and purpose strategy call. There's a digestive call, better poops, bigger profits. And there's a business culture call, right? Right? Isn't that a great name? I love it. She calls herself the poop lady, and she's one of our bonus videos. But really, my point is this is a great opportunity for you to invest in yourself. And if you want me to do the reading, I'm actually going to throw that in. So normally I charge for the readings, but if you do this experience, I would be honored to sit with you and actually read your experience. All right. Okay. So